live stream. This morning, we are looking out on this fantastic picture of Table Mountain, and I wonder if you guys can guess where this picture was taken. Um, this picture was actually taken at Groote Post Wine Estate on the Darling Road, on the West Coast Road towards Darling, and yeah, what an amazing picture. Groote Post is an amazing place to visit, but I'll talk about that in a minute. They are a featured winery of the morning, but I'll talk about, like I said, I'll talk about that again in a minute. Before I go there, I just want to say a big thank you to the Fishwives Club. The Fishwives Club is a sponsor of your morning live stream, and they've got a 45% off lockdown special. The special ends on the 31st of August 2020. That means it ends in 8 days, and it also means that they also said that it will be ending on the 31st or when stock runs out. Apparently, there's limited stock available. You get a case of Merlot and a case of Sauvignon Blanc delivered straight to your door, free delivery, and there's 45% off on this. So that is a fantastic special. And if I was you, I would go out and get it. It's something amazing, and at a price you probably won't get again. Back to Groote Post. Like I said, Groote Post is our a winery of the day, and our wine and spy will be running around finding all the MCC producers, because why? We have Cap Classic Day coming up on the 1st of September. And Cap Classic Day is when we actually are celebrating all our MCCs made in South Africa, and some of the best bubblies out there are coming from our country. And like I said, Groote Post is our featured producer this morning. So how do you find Groote Post? Well, firstly, you go to Facebook, and you go to facebook.com/Groote Post, and you'll follow their Facebook page, and you'll also look on their website. But if you physically want to drive there, you follow the R27. You take, that's the West Coast Road. You drive towards Langebaan, and then you turn right into the Darlings Hill Road opposite the Grotto Bay turnoff. And then you carry on for about 10 kilometers, and you will turn right to the Groote Post cellar. So that is definitely a place to visit today. And there's a few reasons to actually go to Groote Post, not the least being that the Groote Post is open for wine tasting. So they're open for wine tasting from Monday to Sunday, from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. So if you drive now, you can still get some wine this afternoon. Yeah, well, you can't get wine, but you can taste wine. Um, but sales are only available on Monday to Thursday from 10 to 4. But there's more than one reason to go visit Groote Post. Also, if you go in the week, please go out and go visit them. It's a fantastic drive out on the West Coast Road, and definitely worth it. But like I said, there's more than one reason to go visit Groote Post. They also have these unbelievable experiences on the farm. One of them is a farm drive, and you just go to the website, and you'll see there's many other things that you can do there. So make sure that you actually take the effort, go there. It's also almost flower time. I've heard that people are driving out to the West Coast already this weekend to go see some of the wildlife flowers. So next week, certainly it might be a good drive out next weekend. And yeah, so go to Groote Post, definitely a place to visit. And then the main reason why we are really featuring Groote Post today is because they are one of our premier MCC producers in South Africa, and they still turn the bottles in the old-fashioned way. This is a picture from their cellar, and we just think it's absolutely great that they still do this. And this is all in celebration of Cape Classic Day, which is the 1st of September. So if you're driving around and you don't know where to go, go to Groote Post. It's definitely a place to visit. And then from the 1st, if you're planning to buy your loved one a bunch of flowers for Spring Day, why not add a bottle of Groote Post MCC, and let's celebrate MCC Day, or hashtag Cap Classic Day. And please share your pictures with us, and also go to their Facebook page. It's facebook.com/MCC Bubbly. These links are all in our description below, and that would be fantastic because, like I said, 1st of September, I'm going to do podcast interviews with all the major MCC producers in South Africa next week, and all these podcasts will be features on the first. We're going to have a big show on the first, a lot of people featured, a lot of MCC featured. So please support the guys. And you'll also find MCC and who the producers are on our webpage. Just go to bit.ly/find SA Wine and go look for the page that lists the MCC. Also, if you're a producer and want to list your MCC or your other wine, just go to bit.ly/find SA Wine. And then tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we've got a fantastic announcement coming. There's a big campaign that we're launching that is going to be very exciting, but that's for tomorrow. And then my featured podcast today is a while ago I interviewed Rudolph Steenkamp, the winemaker and vineyard manager at Haskell Vineyards. And that's quite an interesting interview, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a second. But before I start with that interview, I just want to say again to our sponsors, the Fishwives Club, thank you so much for your sponsorship. You make our morning live show possible, and they are offering a 45% off lockdown special. It ends on the 31st of August, or when stock runs out, whichever comes first. They are giving a case of Merlot, a case of Sauvignon Blanc, and like I said, at a 45% discount. Just go to fishwivesclub.gr8.com. And like I said, the links are all in the description below. But now over to our podcast. Talking about podcast, if you're a producer and you want us to feature you on a podcast, just email us at visitthewinelands@gmail.com. Like I said, today I'm talking to Rudolph Steenkamp. Rudolph is the winemaker and vineyard manager at Haskell Vineyards, and he's a very interesting person to listen to. Listen to the story of Haskell and everything going on. And definitely, if you ever get over to Stellenbosch, you need to go visit Haskell Vineyards. And they also have a well-known restaurant called the Long Table. So make sure that you go there whenever you have the chance. But without further ado, let me put on the podcast interview that I had a while ago with Rudolph Steenkamp. Welcome to About the Winelands. In this show, we will be chatting to leaders, influencers, wine producers, restaurants, and other role players. Tune in every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for your latest episodes. You will find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Hi everyone, and welcome back to About the Winelands. Today I'm talking to Rudolph Steenkamp from Haskell Vineyards. Hi Rudolph.
Hi.
How are things going there at Haskell Vineyards?
It's going well, considering the situation. We have good weather. It's getting colder, which is great. You can already see the vineyards are going into their sleep. Currently busy in the vineyards, doing a bit of field work, getting some cover crop seeds in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much going on in the cellar now, just waiting for everything to go through malolactic fermentation and getting the last bit of wine into barrel. And then we just wait and see what's going to happen.
Fortunately, wine is used to waiting, right? So we just have to be patient.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Rudolph, tell us a bit about yourself and how you became involved in the wine industry.
Yeah, so I grew up in a small town in the Garden Route. I went to an agricultural high school. That's probably where my love for the outside profession started. After high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I just went and started working on all kinds of farms. And then about year three, year four, I decided I needed to go study, and then I knew it was supposed to be something in agriculture. And then I just stumbled upon Elsenburg, and I saw that they have a winemaker's course, and I just thought that is perfect. And I enrolled, and I actually really enjoyed what I was learning and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got into the wine industry, is just by chance. Um, After studying, I did a few stints overseas, harvesting in Australia, harvesting in France, and quite a few harvests here in South Africa at a few wineries. Got lucky in 2014, got a job at Valmut as assistant winemaker, and stayed there for a year. Um, and then applied for a job at Groote Post, and I got that, and I stayed there for 4 harvests.
Wow.
And yeah, and yeah, and then got this opportunity here in mid 2018 and took that on now. So yeah, here I am at Haskell.
Oh, amazing. So, talking about Haskell, Haskell has quite a bit of history as well. Can you share a bit of the Haskell history with our listeners?
Yeah, so the owner Preston Haskell the fourth, he's from America, and he bought this farm in 2002. Total of 23 hectares. Um, this farm's name first was Dombea, and that's because of all the wild pear trees that grow around the main house.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and obviously they had a wool shed here, and they spun the wool here, and they had citrus. And then when Preston bought the farm, he pretty much ripped everything out, all the citrus, took the wool shed down, built a cellar, and started planting vines. And yeah, ever since, the farm has been quite renowned to produce top quality wines.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I mean, you guys have quite a few things going on there at the farm. So, what can a guest experience when they're visiting the estate?
It's right smack in the middle of all these big, very popular farms in the Helderberg. Um, what the guest can experience here is something very unique, very very special, I would say. It's we're not as busy as the rest of the tour. It's not as touristy, so when you get here, there's always space for you. You know, you don't feel like you're cramped in a place, and you can pretty much have a 360 view of the whole, um, false by surroundings. We've got a restaurant and guest houses and all those things.
Yeah, I see that you offer accommodation on the estate. How much guest space do you have?
So accommodation wise, we've got two types of accommodation. They're both self-catering, fully equipped kitchen, free Wi-Fi and DSTV. Winter is excellent to be here. We've got amazing fireplaces inside, so you can be snug as a bug. And then obviously a lot of red wine will sort you out as well. Um, yeah, and look, it's right. It's very secluded. It's quiet here. There's a lot of wildlife here. Um, on average a day, I see at least 2 to 6 pairs of fishing eagles all
Wow.
soaring above the estate. So there's a lot of bird of prey here. A lot of buck in the wintertime when the grass starts to grow. And yeah, and the occasional leopard does come around, but they usually stay away.
Oh, well. So, you also your restaurant, Long Table, is quite well known. And can you tell us a bit more about what Long Table offers?
Yeah, so long time has been here for a while now. In 2017, the farm took over and revamped it completely. it's a great place if you really like unpretentious, flavorsome food. The chef now is Coronel Mini, and she's really, really talented. I mean, she makes probably some of the best pork bellies that I've ever tasted in a while.
Awesome.
You know, and we took care and attention to detail. We we make sure that the foods pair well, or the wines pair well with the food, and vice versa. So they kind of, it's a bang for buck as well. If you really like proper food and you don't want to pay too much, then this is definitely a place to be. And absolutely breathtaking views, especially if you sit outside, under the beautiful indigenous trees that we have. It's something different that we offer that's not around here in the Elderberg.
Yeah, I suppose it's also important, that you as winemaker and the chef, you're mentioning the wine pairing, food pairings, work together as a team on that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So when we do a new menu, which happens, I think, every quarterly session, summer menu, winter menus, and then also for special events like Valentine's Day and all those type of things, then we actually sit and then she says, well, she wants to do this and this, and then she prepares the meal, and then we actually try it with our whole range and see what works best with it. So it's not just something, okay, this looks like it works with Chardonnay, because sometimes it really doesn't. And a red wine will work with this dish where you didn't really think about it. Yeah. So yeah, we take quite pride in that.
Well, that's excellent. So tell me, weddings and events. This is something that you also have on your website. Do you have other events besides weddings?
Yeah, so we do birthday parties, corporate functions, year-end functions, gala dinners, prestigious award functions, you name it. We can cater for all of those things. Weddings obviously is top of our list because of the setting that we have. It's absolutely stunning here, and we've got the two guest houses, that can accommodate the bridal party and and so forth. And also we can sit about 100 guests, so it's not a massive place. And the kitchen can handle all these people and still make excellent meals for a pretty good price point. Um, I had my wedding here 2 years ago in May, in the middle of winter, and we just popped up a tent on the picnic area, and it worked out perfect. Summer and winter weddings here. It's both are amazing times to have it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just a quick interruption, but I do need to remind you that we are currently in a very difficult time. The South African government has set up a fund where businesses and individuals can donate to support our country through this crisis. Go to the website now and add your small donation: www.solidarityfund.co.za. Please join us all in the fight against COVID-19. That is at www.solidarityfund.co.za. Now, let's get on with the show.
So to the important stuff, Rudolph, tell us a bit more about your wines that you're producing and also your winemaking philosophy.
Okay, so red is king here. So we produce the classical varieties that's around here: Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and Chardonnay. So those are the few grape varieties that we have. We definitely focus more on the Cab and the Shiraz, and as well on the white side on the Chardonnay. These are the most renowned ones on our farm. But recently, I actually had this quite a pleasant discovery that I think that our Merlot is actually quite on par with some of the best out there. Which I think a lot of the wine farms can't really say because it's such a hard variety to get right. Luckily for our terroir, I think it helps a lot, and we can make nice plum Merlots. My philosophy to winemaking is minimalist intervention. Um, we work really, really hard in the vineyards to get the best quality product to the farm, or to the cellar, and then don't work the berries too hard, don't over extract it, take your time, you know, make calculated decisions, and attention to detail, the smaller things, because yeah, that obviously determines a great wine, a good wine from a great wine. Our oak regime is quite low. Um, I feel like the Helderberg in general, you don't really need to pound it in with oak because it's so powerful already. Filtration from the berries, that it messes with the terroir expression that you get here.
Mhm. Well, that's interesting. It used to be I think in the early 90s, it was a fashion to over oak Chardonnay a lot of times.
Back in the 90s, obviously, guys were just so happy to get Chardonnay that they thought they need to put the best barrels to this new variety. And yeah, it was a big trend back then. I mean, I've tasted a few of the 19 Chardonnays now, and yeah, it's oak bomb. But
Yes.
the trend is changing. There's a lot more people moving away from new oak now and picking at different stages of ripeness, and they're really starting to compete with the rest of the world. Not that they haven't, but I mean, like, they're starting to perfect their specific style expression that they want to achieve.
The amazing thing about wine, right? You can really, it's such it's not a static art. It's something that expands. It's expansive all the time.
Yeah, it's just evolving every time, and there's new markets out there, and I won't be surprised that something after this whole thing will come, something new will come out.
Amazing. So, where are your wines sold? Are you exporting any of your wines?
Yeah, we do. We export quite a bit to Europe, predominantly Germany, but we do Sweden and Austria and so forth. We're currently not in England. We have Moscow. We got it imported there, and we're almost there in China now. Locally wise, yeah, we do have a few top restaurants that have our wines, but the best way to get our wine currently is just to go online and order right from the website, and then we can drop it off at your house.
I see that you have a wine club. So, can you tell us a bit more about that?
It's got quite a lot of advantages. Obviously, you get first dibs on new releases, proper discounts, and good invites to all the winemakers dinners, events that we are hosting. With us on the farm as well as on neighboring farms that you will get invited to keep you in the loop and just make you feel like part of the whole farming experience and the value chain of what Haskell has.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So, Rudolph, the coronavirus, it forced all of us to rethink our business models. And do you have any changes or new ideas in mind?
Changing definitely. I think we are going to approach more online sales at the moment, since the restaurant and the tasting room can't be open, which will be key factors. And then also doing once gatherings start, we'll focus more on small group gathering tastings and wine dinners, as well as going to wine clubs itself that is there out there, and host tastings and dinners with them.
I think the main thing is, I read some research about, keep on building your brand while things are not going well. If you look at marketing research, companies that keep on building their brands throughout recessions usually outperform companies that didn't do that.
So we try to get the social media platform going. I mean, everybody's in front of a TV or a cell phone or something, so the chances of you imprinting some kind of impression on them, is good if they swipe over you or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but yeah, definitely optimistic on that front.
Okay. So yourself, what is the most important thing that you've learned from your wine journey?
Do not try to force something, huh? The grape can only give you so much before it's too much. Um, Work slow and attention to detail. Because in the end, it's the small things that is the difference between a good wine and a great wine, I think. work really hard in the vineyards, make sure the plant is healthy, and all those type of things with nature and not against it. There's a lot of people out there that try to force the plant to do something, and then it's an organism. It has limitations, and once you see that limitation, you can work around it and make it better. So that's pretty much what I've learned in a short career.
So, okay, well, let's end with this. Can you give us your very own wine quote or your favorite one?
Yes, I was sitting this morning and thinking about it. Can I do a quirky one or what? And then I thought, yeah, look, I thought about it this way, and I've said it to a lot of mates. If you can only drink a glass of that wine, then it's probably not worth drinking then.
That is a good one. I like that. I mean, if you like something, you need to have at least a bottle. I agree with you. Rudolph, how do people get hold of you if they, want to get hold of Haskell? Where did they get hold of you guys?
We obviously have a website. It's www.haskellvineyards.com, Haskell with 2 L's, and there's all the contact details of our distribution there, our weddings, the restaurant, everything. All the contact details is on there. Our events manager, everything. So yeah, the website is probably the best option that you have to get in contact.
Okay, awesome. I'll put the links down in the description. Rolf, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for taking time. I know you're busy, and I appreciate that you took the time to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for supporting our show. If you would like to get more exposure for your business, please have a look at our sponsorship options. Thanks again for supporting About the Winelands. Please follow us on YouTube and on our social media channels. All details and links are in the description.